Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for choosing our show today. Ladies and gentlemen, the growing rebellion against the broad-based government and the cracks within the ODM are becoming a reality by the day, and they are a cause for worry to both Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. Now today, a group of parliamentarians met in an undisclosed place to discuss the future of this nation. The leaders who met are Babu, Edwin Sifuna, Caleb Amisi, Anthony Kibagendi, and Gathoni Mushomba. And I want us to go straight to how they updated this meeting because it's going to form the basis of our discussion. Before we do that, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell if you are watching us for the first time. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much. Just do us a favor, give this video a thumbs up. It helps in growing the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to begin by Edwin Sifuna. Edwin said, catching up with my colleagues, Honorable Gathoni Mushomba, His Excellency Babu, Honorable Caleb Amisi, and Kibagendi Tony this afternoon. That is Edwin Sifuna. The photos are there. They are having some light moments there and they are very happy. They did say where they met. Honorable Gathoni Mushomba is saying this, catching up with the Kenya Moja team for tea. Gathoni now attaches a name to it. Kenya Moja is not a new name. It started sometimes back last year. So Gathoni says, catching up with the Kenya Moja team for tea. Senator Edwin Sifuna, at Honorable Babu, at Honorable Kibagendi, at Caleb Amisi. Now, Caleb Amisi is even a little bit more detailed now because this is what he says. I had to take a moment out of my study leave to join my colleagues in discussing the future of our country. Out of this, I am hopeful that Kenya shall achieve the much needed renaissance. Great minds discuss ideas. At Honorable Mushomba, Excellency Babu, Excellency Kibagendi, and Honorable Edwin Sifuna. So those were the updates that I got. And the photos are there. The photos have gone viral. They really seem to be very, very happy. I also want us to look at something else about these leaders. If you look at the age set of these leaders, you will realize that they are fairly young. Most of them are millennials. Gathoni Mushomba is 50 years old. Now, Edwin Sifuna is 43 years old. Caleb Amisi is 38. And Babu is 35. I didn't get the exact age of Anthony Kibagendi. But if you look at 35, 38, 43, and 50, fairly, these are leaders who are young. Now, the other thing that I noticed is that both Babu and Edwin Sifuna are leaders who are seeking to represent Kenyans in Nairobi County. It is expected that Edwin Sifuna will try and retain his senatorial seat in Nairobi. Babu is alleged to be going for the Nairobi gubernatorial position. He's going to try his luck to unseat Johnson Sakaja that many are saying is now a shadow of his former self. Number two, these leaders are from different regions within the country. Gathoni Mushomba is from Mount Kenya. Caleb Amisi is from the western part of the region. Kibagendi is from Nyanza, the Kisii part of the Nyanza. So, and of course, you know that Edwin Sifuna and Babu are also from the western part, but they are representing Nairobians. So that is it. Maybe the last thing about this is that among the five, 3 of them are from the ODM party. In fact, 3 or 4 because Gathoni is a rebel, a UDA rebel. But Babu, Edwin Sifuna, Caleb Amisi, and Anthony Kibagendi, in fact, 4 of them are from ODM party. And this tells you that the cracks within the ODM are widening, and the team that is leading this crack and division, team of young people who are saying We used to follow Raila, and we loved the ODM party because it stood for the people. But now it has negated the principles and the policies of the ODM. So they are saying, Baba, we still love you, but we are not boarding if you say you are working with William Samuel Ruto. So, ladies and gentlemen, my question would be, is there cause to worry? And how significant is this team here? And I also want to answer this question. Perhaps we already have a formidable opposition led by Wamunyoro, Martha Karua, Eugene Omalwa, Natembeya, Kalonzo Musyoka, Matiang'i, but you still see these leaders meeting as Kenya Moja. Why can't they just automatically join the mainstream opposition? So those are the kind of things that I want us to look at. Now, we've seen that this team is opposed to the broad-based government. They feel that their party, ODM and even the UDA, should not work with William Samoei Ruto. They have cited that William Ruto is corrupt. Of course, they are, commenting on the report from the Auditor General's office that say a lot of money is being stolen. They say William Ruto does not respect human rights. Of course, the killings that have even attracted even the attention of the international community. Now, this group seeks to form what you may call, I want to borrow from OOKO quote, the third force. OOKO calls himself the Third Way Alliance. So this is going to be another third force, because I know there are almost two forces now, the broad-based government and the opposition. I don't know where to place Maraga, but Maraga is also part of the opposition. So this group also want to form an alternative leadership. That is why they are not joining directly the main opposition. And if they have to do, they might join as a team. For now, they are still weighing the political turbulence in the country and the political direction. It is like they've placed a wind vane or a windsock. They want to see what is the strength of the political wind, and from which direction is it blowing and to which direction. So they still want to engage, maybe wanapima ground kidogo. That is why they are not going there yet, but they can decide that they are also going there as a team. They will say, tunakuja kama Kenya Moja team. They might do that. Now, if you look at the rebellion within the ODM party, Babu Owino, Edwin Sifuna, Caleb Amisi, and maybe Kibagendi are the brave faces within the ODM that are looking at the king, and they're telling the king, you are naked. Others are still afraid. Now, this should worry Raila Amolo Odinga. Why? When they openly oppose Raila, then they will give others the boldness and the strength and the audacity that they need. People will say, kama Sifuna na Amisi wameamua, hata mimi nitaamua. Because sometimes leaders are tired, but they want someone to sit on the front. This is what Raila did in 2002 when he joined KANU, and people like Saitoti, the late Kamodo, Kalonzo Musyoka was there, Uncle Mudi Awori. Raila broke from the KANU party, but he took away a chunk of the leaders. So Edwin Sifuna and Caleb Amisi, together with Kibagendi and Babu Owino, could form a force where those who are scared or are afraid will rally behind them. They will hang in their coat and walk out when push comes to shove. That is exactly what they might do. They form the crack or the fault line. They are the exit point for leaders who do not agree with Raila's policies. They are basically the exit point from the ODM. Now, these leaders have decided, because I've listened to them, somebody like Amisi is saying that he's the only Maragoli who convinced and persuaded the Buhusu electorates and voted for him. So it seems they are not afraid. They know that their boss are not the leaders within the ODM, but their bosses are the people of Kenya. Of course, this can be contested. Some people are saying if they believe in themselves, let them resign and seek for a fresh mandate. But I think ahead of 2027, we will know whether they will stick to ODM or will vie on other tickets or maybe as independent candidates. But in essence, they're saying we are not going to suck up to the authorities and the dictatorship within the ODM. There have been allegations that they are working for Munyoro. I don't know, anytime you question what is happening within the ODM, you are labeled a Rigathi spy. So they feel that this group is working for Rigathi Gachagua. I don't think it's true. Later they might join up, because what happens in politics is that you only look for interest. If they realize that their interests converge, if their interest is that Ruto is a one-term president and he must go, they will join their hands together. And that is when the proponents of the broad-based government will say, we told you. They were working for Wamunyoro all along. But ladies and gentlemen, I believe that Raila has a cause to worry, William Ruto has a cause to worry, because this growing rebellion will become bigger. It is like a river that starts as small, but it will grow larger and wider. Before 2027, we will have very many people crossing the floor. So Edwin Sifuna and Amisi are telling Raila a coded message that we are serious when we told you that we are not going to support your decision to work with Kasongo. I don't know what is going to happen next, but the Kenya Moja is also, placing themselves as an alternative voice in Kenya and from the regions that they represent. As for now, they are the oppositions within their parties. Those who are still in their parties but do not agree with their party leaders. I don't know how the ODM team is going to, to take this. They're still going to make a lot of noise, and they will dare Sifuna and Amisi to resign if they are dissatisfied with the decision to work with William Ruto. But from the way things are, we wait and see what is going to happen next.